Hi, I'm Dave Barnes.
And I'm John McLaughlin.
And welcome to Dadville.
Dadville is a podcast where we talk about life, love, and the pursuit of awesome dadding.
It's funny thoughts and deep talks.
So please, enjoy your time here in Dadville and enjoy this episode with
Ben and Hillary Rector.
John.
Dave.
Dave.
He swims in water so fast. In 2024, John.
Yeah.
There's one word.
Yeah.
That keeps popping into my head.
Okay. What is it?
Simplify. I'm going to simplify my life. And the first thing I'm going to focus on is my meal prep. Okay? If I have to go into one more crowded grocery store, John.
Oh, I hear you, man. Okay. And I have a great idea to help you with that. Okay. You can simplify with Factor.
Oh.
Yeah. Factor's ready-to-eat meal delivery takes the stress out of meal planning, and it is stressful, right? And it sets you up for success in the new year. Okay. Skip the grocery stores. Skip the prep work. Okay. Skip the cooking fatigue. Instead, get chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door.
John.
Yep.
I'm not going to do this unless I get over 35 meals to choose from per week. Bottom line.
Dave, sit down. You're already sitting down, but sit down even further because Factor has you covered, Dave, with over 35 meals to choose from per week, including options like keto, calorie smart, vegan and veggie, and more, plus over 55 weekly add-ons. You'll have a ton of nutritious and flavorful options.
John, I am in.
I knew it.
Forget frantic lunch preps and rushed dinners.
No.
While you're listening to Rush, Factor's 2-minute meals are going to be my secret weapon in the new year. I'm going to fuel up with restaurant-quality meals, all delivered. Guess where, John?
I mean, they could deliver it to the sidewalk,
They're not going to do that.
It'd be a great deal.
Nope.
Right to your door.
Straight to my door.
To your door.
Yep. And if I open the door, I bet they'll throw it in.
Factor has everything you need for a week of flavorful, nutritious eats, in addition to ready-to-eat meals. They have cold-pressed juices, smoothies, energy bites, extra protein, veggie sides, and more to keep you energized during the frantic times.
Head to factormeals.com/Dadville50 and use code Dadville50 to get 50% off.
That's insane. 50% off? That's half if my math is correct. That's code Dadville50 at factormeals.com/Dadville50 to get 50% off. Hey, Dave.
Hey, John.
I don't feel like you have a lot of energy right now.
What? I don't know.
Oh my gosh, you're shutting down. Listen, this is actually perfect timing because as you and I both know, taking care of your health, it isn't always easy, right? Yep. But it should be at least simple, right? That's why for the last few years, Dave, you know this.
What?
We both have been drinking AG1 day. That means every.
That's
for our older listeners. No exceptions, okay? It's just one scoop mixed with water once a day, every day, and it makes us feel energized, focused, and ready to take on the day.
That's right, John. And that's because each serving of AG1 delivers my daily dose, double D, of vitamins, minerals, pre- and probiotics, both of those, I know you're going to ask, and more. It's a powerful, healthy habit that's also powerfully simple.
Yep. But Dave, how do you know for sure that AG1 is a quality product?
Gosh, thank you for asking.
Yeah.
It's because with AG1, I know with AG1, I'm giving my body high-quality nutrition. Every batch of AG1 goes through a rigorous testing process, so you know it's safe. And our ingredients are sourced for absorption, potency, and nutrient density. Now,
okay. Yeah.
John, it's my turn.
Yeah.
What does your morning look like with AG1? Inquiring minds want to know.
I'm so glad you asked.
Okay.
I tell people without them even asking, okay? I like to drink AG1 first thing in the morning,
okay,
which is recommended for optimal nutrient absorption.
Ooh.
Okay? I fill my little shaker with extra cold water, not just cold water. I want that extra cold. Okay? Take it to the next level. Add in 1 scoop of AG1, shake it up, boom. You're like, what are steps 3 through 10? No, that's it. We're done, right? That's all you got to do.
Yeah.
If I'm running short on time and I can't mix my AG1 before heading out, it's no problem. Because Athletic Greens gives me travel packs. I just grab one of those packs. Each one is an individual serving of AG1 that's easy to mix on the go, helping ensure that I get my daily nutrients no matter what.
If there's one product we had to recommend to elevate your health, It's AG1. And that's why John and I here at Dadville Industries have partnered with them for so long.
So if you want to take ownership of your health, start with AG1. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase exclusively at drinkag1.com/Dadville. That's drinkag1.com/Dadville. Check it out.
Can you guys say action together? Just 3, 2, 1.
Action.
There it is. Okay. And just there, folks, you hear the dulcet tones of a combined rector.
Everyone knows
A rector
who it
at
is.
the sum of its powers.
A rector set. Come on.
Yeah.
Rector. There it is.
There it
See,
is.
Dave, I did that so you could get Hillary's level right there.
Oh, no, that was
Broke
amazing.
up a little bit.
Well, you know what that proves? That you can make her laugh.
Very sweet.
It's been great.
very
Thanks for having us,
sweet.
guys.
Just you want that to be a ringer. We are thrilled. So one of the things that we're doing here on Dadville is we're starting to have more couples on. And so one of the first couples we thought of is the rectors.
The rectors.
Wow. Look
And
at
they're
us.
here.
Very kind.
Now,
first,
we kind of wanted you guys to come on just so we could get you to come back
and see.
Yeah.
to your street. How's it
Selfishly,
feel?
it's
Honestly,
very fun to be here.
It's a little sad.
I know.
It's a little sad because I'm like, this is great. I feel like I miss the street a lot. I don't miss a little bit of the chaos, but I do
Mhm.
miss the street. We hadn't been so close to the chaos. I probably
if we
Yeah.
were down here on y'all's end,
Yeah, no. I know.
It's true. You guys
stretched
were
it out.
In
on
the
the
thick of it.
chaos
Yeah.
end
Yeah.
where like
Yeah.
bachelorette parties were parking,
Yeah.
blocking your driveway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
And
just say
there's-
it, driveways.
Driveways must be
Which
nice.
was necessary because of all the
Mhm.
blocking.
That's true.
Yeah.
But with that new build, I literally
Oh,
think
yeah.
of y'all so much when I'm down on that end because I'm like,
Oh yeah.
if it wasn't already a good decision, it's a really
No,
good decision.
I honestly that was part of what, not just the twins, but part of it. I was just like, whatever's going to go in there is not going to be a thing that I'm stoked to live next to.
Okay, so this begs the question: Is there anything that could have been built there that you would have walked in your front yard and been like, Hillary, you got to come see this?
If they'd built an honor bar.
Waterburger.
Oh my god!
Oh, wait, what is the thing that you said?
Think through that.
I mean, I have.
She's
Thought
like, bring
through
all
it.
the rats.
That's my
She had
answer.
that
There's
lock and
cars
loaded. She's
in a
thought
line
through
all
that.
the time. It's a bunch of
Well,
She
I
is
was
like,
thinking
you
about what would have
underestimate.
motivated me to stay. Waterburger.
I respect
Right
it. I
there.
respect
Open
that.
24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd get to know all the employees.
Right.
Wait, what's
Loud.
honor bar?
It's like there's a few of them. It's like a cool. It's not like a super hip place, but it's like a. I don't know how to describe it.
It's a just kind of classic American restaurant. We
Oh,
have
yeah.
one in
They're
Dallas.
restaurants.
They're
Well,
small.
It's
so
really good.
here's the fun fact.
They're putting stuff up above him.
They're put yes, and one of the restaurants is the cutest thing ever. When we did spring break in San Diego 2 years ago, Sam Barnes, who is the most maybe finicky eater in the history of time, there's a restaurant there on Coronado where we stayed, and I forget the name. Do you remember the name of it? Because I think we told y'all about them.
Carrabba's.
I do love
It's
Carrabba's.
Carrabba's.
Carrabba's. No, I don't know.
It's this really cool. It's like that. It's an American. I think Justin Timberlake has a piece of. He's an owner in it or something. But it's like kind of a little upscale American food. Sam loved it. He asked to go every day. He would
That was
eat,
his
which was
place.
a miracle, right?
Yeah.
So we find out what is going at the end of our street, but that restaurant.
Are you
it called?
That's a dream.
I'll text it you. I can't remember, but it's like
Oh.
Sam being understated. Sam, Annie, and I were. I mean, we couldn't wait to get him. Like when we picked him up, we were like, "Bud, guess what restaurant?" We told him. He's like, "No, that's cool." We were like, "No, it's Sam. Like you need to be prepared to
the
eat
wrong
there like
reaction.
3 times a week."
I think that. I mean that's the kind of thing that could go in there that I would be like, ooh, but I don't.
I still
know.
no. That's too much.
Yeah.
How much
We'll
could I
come
eat?
park
Well-
at y'all's house and go
Yeah,
down
just
there.
head down there.
Well, we
actually,
miss you
trolley
guys.
all
We
down
miss
there.
you guys on the street.
We must be in here.
That's when people ask us if we miss. We're like, we miss the people on our block.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all. That's what we're
Yeah.
thinking about.
Yeah, but y'all may get like a letter from us, just like with a lot of signatures that are like, we're willing to go.
Yeah,
in
can we
to help.
petition? Can we legally get them to move back?
Maybe.
Force them?
I mean,
Listen, let's don't say no, guys.
never say never.
Okay, so let's start here. Give us how did y'all meet? What's the meet cute here?
Do you want to take this? Do you want me to?
Well, we
I'm
would like
open.
for it to be a combined
yeah,
thing.
yeah, feel
This
free
could be the whole podcast is us being like, you or me? Who knows?
to- yeah.
I can go. Do you
Go
want
for
to
it. Yeah.
go? So we went to the same college. Ben had a crush on my roommate. sometimes when we tell this story, people are like, ooh, but it's actually not that. It was just like, that's why he kind of was coming around. She was like my best friend. She's the maid of honor in our wedding. And
so she survived even after that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We
She
lived
was
in the
around.
same
She
dorm.
was
It
also
wasn't like a thing.
No,
Yeah.
it was like everybody kind of had a crush on Kristen. It wasn't like it wasn't like we dated and then
Yeah, there was no dating. There was no dating.
That wasn't particular to you.
No, it was
She
not.
is very cute and awesome.
funny.
And yeah, so we lived in the same dorm. That's how we met. And I do remember actually.
Wait, guys and girls in the same
Yes,
dorm.
different floors, different floors.
Oh, wow.
Real progressive at the University of Arkansas.
That makes an interesting dating scenario. Because it's like you're literally just like pop up and there's no like cross
Floors.
campus.
No, yeah.
we were dating half of that year.
Yeah, we
Okay,
started
okay.
dating in January of freshman year.
Okay.
But Ben would also ask me, I had a closer parking pass than Ben did.
Yeah.
So he would ask me to pick him up from the music building or the library or whatever.
love
That
this
was
so much.
which I thought was just like normal, like I'm the ride. I was probably dense about that for a little too long.
Her parking space was like you could like throw a rock and hit her car, and mine was like, I mean, probably a quarter of a mile away.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
For the same place?
Yeah.
I love this so much.
How did you
Anyway.
get such a great parking spot? It's a donation thing?
Roommate.
I think
Roommate.
I think
it was
I bet
my-
your
Oh,
parents were
Kristen's
like,
a roommate.
No,
you
I
don't-
think it was my scholarship. I don't
Oh,
want to say
really?
that on a podcast.
Did you
Yeah.
have a better scholarship than me?
It's a
Oh,
great
no.
Wait,
Who
I need
knows?
to know
Who knows?
what are the scholarships we're dealing with here? What are they?
Now I feel weird.
No, I think just
Mine was a full academic scholarship.
Look, I didn't know that.
Hillary's was better than that, I guess. My
mine was
gosh.
that plus parking pass, I guess. I don't know.
You didn't see the asterisk, Ben. They're like,
No.
click here. If you
I
want
mean,
to find
Hillary is, I think, smarter than I am.
No,
So.
I don't think that's true. I don't think so. I think I'm good at school. That's all I've got going for me, really.
Well, that's
it.
what I'm good at school.
Okay, so Hillary, you're on like the 5th floor, and Ben, you're on like the 3rd floor or something
Eighth
like
and
that.
third,
Eighth and
actually.
third.
Eighth and
Yeah,
third.
eighth
Okay.
and
Very
third.
close.
I was at the very top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's your band name, too, in college if you'd wanted it.
Yeah.
third.
Missed
Dang,
opportunity.
Dang, that's actually a pretty good band name.
Cover
Very
one.
that
You
era.
do one Dave Matthews song you can actually play.
Yeah. I could play like one.
I was going to say, that's how we all are.
No bridges.
Get out of there.
That's how we met.
Yeah. And then, we started dating like after we got back from Christmas freshman year.
Yep.
And then the story becomes very boring. We just dated, got engaged, got married. We graduated and got married and moved here across the other street from Dave.
Yeah, that's
Oh, that's right.
all
I
in
forgot
about a
that.
month when after senior year, which is
But
kind
do
of
you
bonkers.
remember the very first actual meeting?
Oh, yeah, I do. Do you? I do.
Yes. Kind of.
There was a bunch of fun guys that lived on Ben's. Do y'all want to hear this?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
It was actually a great group of guys.
They had a very fun floor.
Is this the same guys you do Vegas with?
One of them.
Yeah,
Okay,
a couple.
okay.
Yeah, but they had a really fun. The 3rd floor was very cool and fun. So
So it was known.
It was known. It was known.
Party floor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not really.
Are we talking like trick shots? What's happening down there?
Just
I feel like
everybody's
yes.
door
general
open, just hanging
merriment.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a very
Okay.
fun, good version of that.
We had like a common area, and we put the couch in the elevator and just rode it up and down talking to people.
yeah.
I love that so
Such
much.
a college guy
It fit
thing.
perfectly.
Oh, that's amazing.
Maybe get on and be like, what floor are you going to?
Oh, that's amazing.
Probably uncomfortable for the people.
Sure.
Well, not literally. I mean, you got a couch.
Yeah, that's true. Take a
That's
seat.
true. That's true. My roommate and I went down there one evening, like because some other Pi Phi friends of ours were going to go hang out over there or something, and
To that
to the
floor.
3rd floor.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, and Ben was. It is really funny that I remember this because we didn't like. I don't know, hit it off or start dating or something right then. But Ben was sitting on the floor bouncing a basketball, and I was wearing.
Ball is life.
Yeah, exactly. I was wearing these like Patagonia shorts that I still have, and Ben said, "Oh, Patagonia shorts! I've got some Patagonia stuff
Listen,
too."
if that's not a great first line.
That game is
It's really-
so strong.
So-
And here we
I
are.
mean, and here we are.
That's your
Yeah.
wearing a Patagonia.
Yeah.
As a ham wearing a Patagonia,
Yeah, there
please.
you go. Oh man, that was it.
There we go.
I remember meeting him, but I don't remember after.
Was there? So, but there was
It wasn't like a.
a sparks or anything.
It was just like, oh,
Right.
cool.
It,
That's
wa-
fun.
it wasn't immediate like, we're
Okay.
going to date.
No. But,
Y'all are. It's so interesting. Y'all are one of the few couples I know, like my parents, where they dated all of college and pretty much right after got married.
yeah.
Like it wasn't a. I mean, y'all like I don't know a lot of couples like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
this
know?
was freshman year, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
knowing you, I mean, I feel like I've known y'all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like
For
as
sure.
you know, when you came and stayed with us and looked at houses,
Yes.
like y'all were
I
right about
was-
to get married.
Yeah, I was staying somewhere else.
Yeah.
'Cause we were getting married in like 10 days from then.
Yeah.
Which was
It was
crazy.
so y'all have to me, y'all have always been a duo. You know,
I mean,
Yeah.
I think for our adult lives.
Yeah, for our
Yeah, that's
Nashville,
true.
our
That's
Nashville
true.
life is all, which was funny to move here right after college and people only know you. And we were so young to
Yeah.
be married already, but
Mm-hmm.
people only know you as a unit, and you're like, oh, this is the version. But in some ways, that's really fun. you
Yeah,
know?
I agree.
Yeah.
If
So you guys were
like the
how
person.
old when you got married? 22?
I was
22.
I was
I keep
21.
thinking I was 23. Was I
no,
not 23?
you were 22. I was 21 because I have a summer
23
birthday.
sounds so much
so-
better than 22.
it does.
It does.
21 sounds even worse.
It does. It sounds not great.
21 sounds even worse.
Yeah.
That is
No.
so funny.
Okay, I
Yeah.
have a dumb question.
Okay.
But I'm always curious about these little things. Like, what do you guys call each other? What's the most used term or name that you
Like
use to call each
affectionate
other?
name.
Oh, I need to think about
Like, I mean,
this.
like
Yeah,
the,
so- yeah.
the name that you're like, hey,
Grab
Ben,
the milk
or,
or something.
hey,
like that.
babe,
do
or
we
hey.
do we have names like that
I
for
say
each other?
sometimes I say Benjamin. I'll be like, "Hey Benjamin, where's
Yeah.
this?"
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Wait, does that suggest something or is it
No,
like,
no,
No.
I'm
It's
saying
like-
it like
it's like a-
nicely.
yeah.
It's like not like
not so
Benjamin.
Benjamin Evans
Rector.
Rector.
Get in here. I will say Ben does not call me Hill. Most people in my life call me Hill, and you don't call me
I'm
Hill.
trying to think of like a.
is there
I
like a
don't know if you
babe,
call me-
honey?
We don't say
Hill.
babe or honey.
We don't say baby or honey.
Maybe you don't really call me a certain thing.
I don't think I have like a thing.
You just say Hillary.
Yeah.
I think I'm just like addressing her. I'll be like, hey, you look cute or something.
But there's got to be you walk in the house.
I think we say
John's
love
not gonna let
sometimes.
upstairs.
Yeah.
We'll, we
There's
say
gotta be a-
love.
Maybe love, but I
yeah,
feel
we
like
both
honestly,
say
I'm
that.
usually
Love. Yeah.
I'm usually if I'm saying something in that way. Like this morning, I was like, "You look really cute," but I'm not like, "Hey, babe, you look really cute." I'm just like the words that I'm saying to you.
But if you
Uh-huh.
need to get like you've got the twins, they're in the kitchen.
I say Hillary,
yeah. So you go, hey, you're trying to get her
I was
attention.
like, "Hey, Hillary,"
Yeah, that
Okay.
is
Okay.
just formal. The
but
whole
I feel,
name.
but I feel like I feel like in that instance, you would not be like, "Hey, love," probably. I don't know.
No, I'm probably saying that more like if I'm being nice about something. But
Yeah.
if I might say like, "Hey Benjamin, have you checked the blah blah blah?" I
Yeah,
might
but
say
I feel
that.
like I think we're mostly names.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like that's got to be rare.
Really?
Do you think?
I
Yeah,
don't know.
we don't do a honey like we don't have a common.
Yeah.
We
we
don't
have
care
one of
for
those.
each other, really.
what you're going to find over this
Yeah,
hour
exactly.
is an incredible amount of disdain.
This is more of just an agreement. Like, I don't think that I ever say, I rarely would say,
What do you say?
Amy.
What do you say?
I think I would say babe
Hey,
most
babe.
of the time.
Yeah,
I
I don't.
think.
I'm going to think about this probably later today. I don't feel like we have.
We
that
don't really have
Yeah.
that. Yeah, we could institute it now.
Well, you know,
I mean,
you know, it's funny. We Annie is like y'all. Like I don't think she's ever. I think she always says Dave or hot stuff, and that's right there. No, but she's more. I mean, she may get mad listening to this because I may be wrong, but I know she's not like a term of endearment
yeah,
where I
yeah.
am like babe, hun, whatever.
Yeah.
She's much more like. I think she may just call.
But I
me-
think everyone is off the hook on this question because it's one of those things that you use it so much
Yeah.
Yeah,
that I would expect everyone to struggle with it.
Yeah.
I think
to be like,
I
Yeah.
respect Hillary too much too. You know.
perfect.
You're like
perfect.
you're not a piece of meat to me.
Yeah.
You're a learned.
You're a person with a name.
You're a person with a name. Sure, you're pretty. Sure, I'm attracted to you, but I also want to honor you.
Yeah.
Respect you. If it's not John, then who's it gonna be?
It's
Johnny?
probably Dave if it
John-
not John.
Oh, I didn't think
kinda
about
cool.
that actually. Yeah. John, I want to. Can we get really real?
Depending on how real, yes.
We'll buckle up.
Okay.
This is the realist.
Oh, I'm nervous.
Hair thinning is complicated, John. There it is. I'm off the
Tell
top
me
rope.
about it.
Rope. And it's so high. It's 3 above a rope. That's the highest you can be as a rope. And I'm coming off the top rope, okay?
Okay.
The problem is, it's actually much bigger than your hair alone.
Yeah.
Like your
yeah.
skin hair is a reflection of your health, and internal factors can impact the way your hair looks, feels, and grows.
Dave, if only there was some type of like online quiz I could take to help me personalize my hair health plan.
John, wait.
What?
There is. such an online
What?
quiz. Yes.
Tell me
With
more.
Nutrafol's hair wellness quiz, you can get your personalized hair health plan today.
I knew it was going to be Nutrafol. They're so awesome. And
Yeah.
this is awesome. I'm going to take my hair wellness quiz right now.
I dare you. That's great, John.
While we're talking.
Okay, well,
That's not rude, is it?
Just wait just a second.
Okay.
Because Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement with over 1 million people seeing thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding. Okay?
Okay. It's not that I wasn't paying attention. I'm just almost done with
Oh,
the
okay.
quiz.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boom. I just took the Nutrafol 3-minute
yes.
quiz. I did it in like 15
You are
seconds
so
to
fast.
determine
You know your
which
hair so
underlying root causes are keeping me from reaching my full hair potential.
By analyzing your lifestyle, biology, hair history, as well as environmental triggers, Nutrafol creates a hair health plan that is tailored to your hair's needs.
Start your hair growth journey today by taking Nutrafol's hair wellness quiz and get your personalized hair health plan today. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping at Nutrafol.com/quiz when you enter the promo code Dadville.
Take the quiz and get started on reaching your hair wellness goals with Nutrafol today. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com/quiz, promo code Dadville.
That's Nutrafol.com/quiz, promo code Dadville.
Johnny, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Sorry, John. I'm going to talk to the
Okay.
listeners real quick.
Do you mind if I listen?
No, well, I guess it technically makes you another listener. So
Okay.
let's join in.
Yeah.
Hey there, Dadville fans. Are you ready to turn your dad space into the ultimate dad haven?
Yes. Sorry,
I'm not- no, I'm
I just
not.
want to interact.
Look no further than Home Threads, where style meets dad-approved comfort.
That's right, Dave.
Yep.
Let me add to that. At
Okay.
homethreads.com, explore furniture designed for the modern dad. That's you. And that's me.
It's the mad, as we call
The
it.
mad.
Yeah.
From recliners that embrace you like a bear hug to sturdy, kid-friendly tables
They need to be
for
sturdy.
those epic dad projects. You know what I'm talking about. We've got the pieces to make your dad plans a smashing success.
John,
Yeah.
I'm so excited about my new Armin Living Cusco Rustic Acacia TV stand. John!
That sounds so
I
exotic.
know. I got it from I'm exotic. I got it from homethreads.com. It's sleek and stylish, the two S's that matter to me, with a really cool mid-century modern look. I love it.
Dave,
Yeah.
I love it too.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
and we're
wow.
only going to watch football games at your house now.
Well, that was part of
That's
the contract
already
for
what
Dadville.
we've already done.
And that's
Yeah.
only the beginning, John. Home Threads has every piece of furniture you could possibly imagine.
You are so right, Dave,
Yeah.
about just this, but not anything else. They have bedding, side tables, rugs, lighting, kitchen, and dining, and so much more. It's seriously amazing.
I know. And homethreads.com always has great deals with discounts on pricing and shipping.
Dave,
Okay.
listen to me.
Okay.
Go to homethreads.com/Dadville. Don't you dare leave off that Dadville today and get a code for 15% off your order.
You got it, Johnny. Homethreads.com/Dadville to get a code for 15% off your order.
That's right, because being a dad, it's an adventure, and your home should be the perfect base camp. Home Threads, love where you live. This episode is sponsored by Heart.
John, at By Heart, their goal is to create a future where all parents feel amazing about feeding their baby, no matter how they do it. Their mission is simple: make the best infant formula in the world.
That's right, Dave. By Heart's patented protein blend gets closest to breast milk by including the two most abundant proteins in breast milk, plus whole and partially broken down proteins for a nutritious blend that's gentle on tummies. By Heart ran a clinical trial where they compared their formula to a leading infant formula and proved benefits like softer poops, which I know you love,
I love that.
less spit up, which I know you also love,
that's number
and
2.
easier digestion, and more.
Yeah.
Plus, By Heart also supports brain and eye development, immune health, and gut health.
And John, you know me enough to know that you had me at softer poops.
I figured as much,
Yeah.
Dave. Yeah.
Curious if By Heart is right for your baby? New customers get 10% off your first order with code DADVILLE at byheart.com/podcast. That's 10% off your first order at byheart.com/podcast. This is a limited time offer. Additional terms and conditions apply. Okay, so you got how long have you been married now?
We're this summer coming up will be 15 years.
Yeah, that's incredible.
That's wild.
It's super wild. Yeah.
15.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all have been here the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we came that
Crazy
month.
to think about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's well. I mean, one of the things that I don't. This is not a question, but one of the things is, and I would imagine Texas and then Tulsa.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody thinks I'm from Arkansas.
I know. It's because of the school.
Everybody always does that.
It's so cool. But isn't it weird? This is just an aside. Isn't it weird that you're raising kids that will be Tennessee kids?
Yeah, we talk about
Yes.
that.
Oh, this
Andy and I talk about that all the time.
is very present on my mind. It's why I am really feel bad that I want to know more about Tennessee. Like I want to take a Tennessee history class and what birds are here, what
should.
plants
You're
are
great
here.
at
I just
school.
feel it. Well, thank you.
You
no,
probably
just-
aced that course.
Way
right,
better
that's
than
right.
me, I guess.
But I'm like, oh, can I equip you to be a Tennessean?
I know.
I'm a Texan. Like
Isn't it-
I want to
yeah.
give
Yeah.
you what you
Yeah.
need. You know,
I would
Yeah.
think it would be easier for two people who already are from the South.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
you
think
know,
of your
kids
but,
as Tennessean.
But Oklahoma and Texas aren't really. I'm going to scoot your mic
This
away
is.
just a little
Oh,
bit.
sorry. Thank you. Ben's gonna fix my
we
sound
got
here.
some plosives
Sorry.
looking
Y'all
out
tell
for you.
me if I'm doing something
Plosives.
wrong on the mic.
No, you got it.
Um,
You're doing great.
Ben and I have a conversation a lot about Oklahoma and Texas. And I feel like the town I grew up in Texas is the South for sure. Like
Yeah.
I thought I was
Yeah.
Southern. I still think
Yeah.
my place in Texas was Southern.
Uh-huh.
And so we talk about that a lot. But I don't feel like Nashville's vibe is real unfamiliar to
Right.
me
Yeah,
culturally. It feels like this pretty much the same.
I think that I thought Oklahoma was Southern until I moved here, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it is not Southern. And Texas is, it's not Southern either, really. It's like its own brand. Both of them are kind of
the feel
like
of both. Like being in Tulsa this summer when I texted you,
Mhm.
and I was doing a thing where you did your races, which made me laugh. The other day, thinking about that
Yeah.
on that little pathway, whatever that is. But they both feel really different than here. Both
Yeah,
of your
for sure.
cities. I mean, they're
100%.
not.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing.
Waco's so much smaller. I'm constantly learning still 15 years of living here, and I'm like, oh, I live in a big city. I live
Yeah,
in a
I
big
know.
city.
I know.
How do I do this? How do I piece
Yeah.
this together? We live in a big place. You know?
Even the flavors, though, I think the flavor, like Oklahomans would consider themselves Southern, but many of them have not been to the deep South.
Yeah,
And it's like, it's just,
such a different thing.
It's not a thing.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah. Okay, 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
How has marriage what you thought, and how is it not what you thought it would be after 15 years?
I think that the caveat that I'm going to put on this is like, I don't know what we really thought it was going to, we didn't have any life to be like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, this is good, how it's going to be. So I don't really,
you were probably the first couple in like your friend group to
no,
get
so
married.
that's,
You would
that's,
think
you would
that.
think that we were
Really?
not.
No?
I mean, I don't know if I knew anybody who was married like during college,
Well,
but
the aforementioned roommate.
Yeah, I guess
she got
Kristen
married
did.
in March, and then
Oh, before school is over.
Uh-huh.
yeah, but I feel like the time in between graduation and when we got married, there was a wedding on graduation day. There was
Oh, wow.
one the day after graduation.
the after graduation. Then I drove here to look for our place to live.
Mhm.
Stayed with you, Dave,
Uh-huh.
and then drove back to Little Rock
We
or
both
Hot
did.
Springs,
We both went. Yeah.
where our other friends got married,
We
and
were
then
in their
drove to
wedding.
our wedding.
Jeez Louise.
So there were several who
Yeah.
got married
Some
all
in
in
the
a
water
little
up there in
cluster.
Arkansas.
Man.
I mean, I feel like if you went to any,
SEC
you know,
school.
SEC
Yeah.
school.
Maybe
Well,
not
there's
now.
a-
I don't know. 15
Maybe-
years
maybe-
ago,
yeah.
it wasn't. That
Yeah.
getting married after graduation was a thing.
people listening, I'm not necessarily recommending it. I just,
Yeah.
That's not,
If it's someone you like, go for it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
it's a big commitment.
I would
Can't
even
really
say it needs to be
mechanize
someone you
that
love. Let's bump that up.
Yeah.
That's true. I think I reversed the order though, because I feel like you can like choose
Which
to love somebody,
I-
but I feel like if you
That's
actually
true.
like them,
You gotta like
I
them.
will say, to answer, I don't know if this sort of is the answer to your question, Dave, but Ben and I talk about a lot. Oh, I'm really thankful we like each other.
Yeah.
That it's like
Mhm.
we go to dinner
Wow.
and we're like glad to be with you.
Yeah.
Like that, that sometimes the overcomplicated, maybe when we were, and so young before we got married, but if you're thinking about a rom-com movie or something like, oh no, what actually is like
Yeah.
97% of life is just enjoying watching TV together.
Yeah.
Whatever,
Yeah.
that we can
Yeah.
enjoy the day-to-day, not super high, not super low times.
I
I
think
feel
would,
glad for that.
yeah, I think I'd agree with that. Like the biggest takeaway is that if I could like share something with someone, I would choose to like share it with you. I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, this is great, but like me and the boys, that's what I want to be,
Yeah, right.
And that's
right, right.
that is wonderful. But I think like if I had to like pick a person to take a trip with or whatever, I would pick you. I think that's probably that's not that I didn't expect that, but I think that's probably like, oh, that's the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you call that, like the best like payout or return.
Yeah.
Is that it's like, oh, I think that's what I'd say.
Yeah, I think more than like you have to think exactly the same about everything. You have to line up on every idea that ever crosses your path. It's like, no, you just got to like, it's nice if you enjoy doing stuff together.
It's so
plenty.
true.
That's
It's
plenty,
so
you know?
true.
And just kind of cultivating that and being like, that's enough. That's fine. Like, you know, and we do really enjoy each other. And I feel like that is like the gift part of it.
One of the great
you know?
cheat codes y'all had, I think that speaks so much to that, is you spent so much time in college together. Like you had this foundational thing where you're like, I really do enjoy this person. Like I see him all the time. We spend a lot of time together.
For sure.
Where I think like, I feel like with Annie, that was such a roll of the dice because we dated long distance.
Right.
And we never spent more than like a week together before we got married. And so there was a real
0 to 60.
real chance that it was like, boy, this could get really interesting.
Yeah.
But you guys were so fortunate because you had all the time. Like you really knew that. You knew when you got married, like, I like you.
Yeah, I can enjoy this person. Yeah.
Well, one of the things that I love about Amy and I, which this is not, most couples probably don't have this, but I love that we can reference someone. I mean, we went to the same high school too.
Yeah.
So we can reference someone from high school and we both know who we're talking about,
fun.
or college, because we went to the same college.
I was going to say, and you and Amy have really similar.
Mm-hmm.
And we live together.
Still.
Yeah.
Wait,
which is great.
When did you guys get married?
I was 23 and she was 25.
Oh, okay, great.
Very respectable
not so
ages.
far off. You guys
Very
are old.
respectable ages.
Yeah.
Reasonable choices
25
being made.
though. Your people at your school would be like, "What? What's the story?"
Is that
there?
second marriage? Second
Were you
marriage?
studying abroad?
Yeah.
Were you in the
First one
military?
didn't
What
work
was
out,
happening?
Yeah.
No,
Bout of illness.
I have very strong feelings about that whole like getting married immediately, like going to college, finding your spouse, getting married. That pressure.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
yeah.
It was interesting, even though we are like the like poster children for it.
Right.
Like moving here, having kids, and then having like a pool of babysitters who were like in that time of life and seeing the pressure that they were feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When like they're graduating, but they don't have it. And I'm like, this is insane. You guys are kids.
Yeah.
Totally.
Kids.
Totally.
I saw it in a
Yes.
totally different light.
Yeah.
And I think I feel like I've said to people before, I mean, marriage is so lovely and rich and wonderful and meaningful, et cetera, but it's not like a higher level of being. Like you don't want to just be married like the category more than you want to be married to a person.
Yeah.
Like you have
Right.
to want to be
100%.
married to that person.
Yeah.
And they need to want to be married to you.
Yeah.
And then, but it doesn't, just checking the married box is not gonna,
Yeah.
I don't
Totally.
think, do it
And
for
there's
you,
no
know?
way before you experience marriage for that
Right.
long time, when you're 22 and you have this, this view of marriage of
Mhm.
like it is like a higher being and
Right.
and it's this goal to achieve. You can't explain to someone how long the rest of their life is.
Yeah.
In that
Yeah,
moment.
yeah,
And I feel like it seems like such a Debbie Downer if you're just like, oh, I wouldn't be in a but
Yeah.
it's almost like that there's no difference. It's just like you're gonna feel like the same as you feel now. It's not
Yeah.
like, and then it's just
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally like just imagine you're now around this person all the time. That's the difference. Because you're not gonna,
And you're making like unbelievably complicated and significant decisions
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like
So if you guys could like if we had like a slideshow right now and we could see you guys in the first year of marriage.
1927.
1927, great year.
Dinosaurs roaming
The roaring 20s.
Dinosaurs roaming.
How would what would your thoughts be? Like how would it look different than your day-to-day life now? Aside from obviously you have kids now. But-
Oh man, I feel like it would look so much different. I think I would be like, wow, we really were so young.
Logistically, it was kind of flip-flop because I was going to work
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
every
right.
day, and Ben was just doing what you're doing now, which is
Yeah.
songwriting and be at home. And
Just a
Not
bunch
working.
of BS stuff.
What if she was like, tell me again what
Yeah.
What do you do?
He
What do you
does
spend
some
I
time
want
on?
to say it right.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
yeah, so the logistics were quite different
Yeah.
in that way.
You
But-
were professor?
Well, not originally. I worked in the office at Covenant School for 3 years.
I didn't know that.
And then I
Making
went
bank,
to
Making
right.
$7 an hour.
and then I when I went to grad school, then I worked at the flower shop a little bit, and then I worked at Belmont after that.
Oh, okay.
After grad school.
Bloom. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's. I mean, what a well-worn path of the singer-songwriter and the wife that works. I mean, I was like, Annie being a pharmacist. I think both of my parents were like, "Thank you, Jesus." Like this, Davey's having fun out there, but we've got a real money maker in the house. It was like, God, those days exactly like you. Like she'd have on her uniform and leave, and I'm like sitting in my pajamas, like strumming a G chord. It's like those days are. Did y'all ever have that? Did you and Amy, or were you were kind of going from the get, weren't you?
Yeah.
Were you signing your deal when y'all got?
I signed my deal right about a year before we got married.
Okay.
You got to remember, we were much older than Ben and Hillary.
Yeah.
Still are.
Yeah. And then she went out on the road with the band and I for like 6-7 years.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
That I mean, it's funny because the same as you guys, I think about you and Amy the same way. Like I knew y'all as much as a collective as I knew just you, because she was always like out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was out, man.
I could never get to you.
I'm not into
She was
this.
always in the way.
Sure. Yeah. It was kind of like a hierarchy.
Well, it still is, honestly. Okay, so what do y'all feel like the relationship with work? Because I mean, Hill, you went back to school. You got. Is it doctorate?
No, not quite. Just a master's.
Master's,
Yeah.
okay.
We'll edit that out. We'll just say doctorate.
Say doctorate. You got your doctorate. And what's the relationship with work, career, ambitions, and how has that changed over the years with y'all? Because I mean, it's interesting because there've been sort of like tag team moments, where it's like,
Right. You go.
Okay. So when we moved here, I feel like I thought that I was going to be playing catch up. Like I thought it was going to be like every person in Nashville's touring and doing all this stuff. And I toured so much in college that it was actually like, whoa, this is a unique thing. And so I don't know if I came into it being like, these are all my exact goals. But I think that early on, it was definitely just like, I want to do as good as I can, but also sort of within the realm of things that feel like a good idea or a good like bet almost. And I think Hillary was really wonderful about that. I feel like I never felt any like pressure or really on either side. And I think if I had been like, hey, I'm going to play, 325 shows this year and I will not see you. I imagine you would have been like, this is not great. But in general, I never felt any pressure from you to be like, hey, like you need to like totally crush this. I'm counting on you. And then also no pressure of, if there were definitely seasons early on where it was like, I mean, I was really gone a lot. I didn't feel any pressure the other way of like, which you totally could have been like, this stinks. I'm in this strange place, just like alone, WTF mate, Yeah.
So did it feel like when you guys moved here, like you were moving here for your career?
Oh, for sure. I mean, Dave was the one that was like, hey, you should move to Nashville. And I was like, I don't know. I don't want to do that. And I was going to stay in Fayetteville, which not a great idea for me, doing music at least. And
you would have been the dude there. They would have named bridges after you. And it's been like the Ben Rector music
bridge over the Ben Rector River.
There was, and it really, I'm trying to think of how to like say this in the right way that's not, weird. It was moving junior and senior year. I was I was really doing it. It wasn't like, oh man, like, are you going to do this? It was like, I was kind of doing it. And it wasn't like, gazillions of dollars and whatever, but my decision to pursue it as a job, I'm so painfully practical. I really loved it, but I was like, I'm going to make more money doing this than I would like getting a business job. Like, that's just, there's not a way that I could do that really. And it was, again, like it was relatively small, but it wasn't really a thing that was like, I'm chasing my dreams, just whatever. It was sort of like, I'm going to keep
You kind of knew this is how,
but yeah, I feel like for career pressure, I think that was the original question. I think that Hillary is a wonderful partner in that regard, where I feel like I feel freedom on both sides. And I think my hope is that on my end of that bargain, that I'm like considering us and our family like pretty
you do a great job
intensely. I'm like, I've tried to learn how to be good at saying no to stuff, or being like, like this isn't really like what I want or what we want. So I think we're probably fairly equally yoked in that regard, where like, I think like I feel the freedom to like do what I need to do. And I feel like I also know, we've never really talked about it, but I feel like there's sort of like an agreement of like, hey, like I'm not trying to like never be here and at all costs, become a global megastar. I think it's sort of like trying to thread the needle of those two things.
Yeah.
Global megastardom is an option.
Ben Rector, global megastardom bridge.
Yeah, exactly.
I can see it.
That's what we're going for. No, and Ben does a great job. I feel like even pre-kids, like, I've never felt like he's trying to be God more than he needs to. I feel like he's always seen, obviously y'all all do this creative job that's fun and a gift to do, but Ben has definitely seen it as a job. Like this is the way I'm going to take care of our family. And, so I feel like it's always kind of been in its right place, I guess. And so that hasn't ever felt weird to me or to within us or anything.
And how do you feel? I mean, you obviously had your own career ambitions to go back and get another degree. I mean, you're talking to three musicians here. Earlier, you said just a master's degree. We're like, what's your relationship with that? Were you like, this was always my plan? Like, I want to pursue a career, but then when we start our family, I want to take a break.
I'm looking for a global megastar. I'm looking for a global megastar.
Yeah.
To ride that train, No, that's
what
a good
it really
question.
Was? You look at her journal from 8th grade.
What? Really hoping to
the way
attach
he bounces
myself.
that
Got
basketball. What a dedication
It's just
to
pictures
a
of bridges with like guys' names. She's like, gotta find this guy, Lloyd Bridges.
No, that's a good question. And probably when I still am pondering, but I really enjoyed going back to school and being a professor for a little bit, or adjunct professor for a little bit. And I really like teaching. Like, I think that's a fun relationship to have with young people. And then I think I feel like you're giving me too much credit even in the question. Like, was this your plan? I'm like, I don't know if I had a plan, but I think when we had kids with as y'all know well, the unique setups that come with the traveling spouse, it has made the most sense for me to kind of be the home base person.
Yeah.
And I think now what I think about is like, okay, one day when the bros are also in school 5 days a week, maybe we'll
Please
ponder.
tell me that's what you call them. Do y'all really call them the bros?
We really do call them the bros.
I love that so much.
I think we felt weird always referring to them as the twins.
I think I was rebelling against the twins, and so I've started saying the bros.
Yeah. That is amazing.
I forget it sounds funny to other people.
It sounds right.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make them into like Jersey Shore cast members, but
they've got abs.
Anyway, so I think in my mind it's a little bit like in the macro view, what makes most sense for our family right now seems very obvious that I'm home and doing that, and I'm really content doing it. Like, it's fun, and there are totally moments where I'm like, have I talked to anyone about anything other than like who knows what applesauce and going to the bathroom and trains?
You're stopping walkers as they walk by your house.
Hey, how's it going?
Totally.
Do you guys want to come in?
Right. I think any parent who's at home with young kids feels that. But I think at another phase of our life, I'll kind of think about, is there a way to kind of reintroduce that teaching piece into my world, and if it makes sense for the whole, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Hang on a second.
Okay. Yeah.
I need a break.
Oh, wow.
I know. We worked so hard. Can we grab some coffee?
Gosh. John.
Yeah.
You said coffee, right?
Yes.
Okay. Today's episode, and what I'm drinking right now, you can hear it. Actually, that's a terrible sound effect I just made. But that cup of Joe that I'm drinking, John, guess what it's brought to you by? Can we sing it together?
Ready? 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. Methodical coffee.
Oh, we did it. We both did it fast.
Well, we've got coffee now. You just took a sip.
That's
So
right. I'm
obviously-
amped. I'm
Now
juiced.
listen, Methodical Coffee, they have craft coffee and tea for people of all kinds. Roasted, blended, brewed, served, and perfected by verified coffee and tea nerds like you and me, Dave.
Well, more you than me. That's
Yeah.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Which I don't say that a lot. So if you really want to have a moment,
Just
take
say
in
it
what I
one more
just said.
time.
That's exactly right, John.
Yeah, I wanted to say it with you.
And Methodical isn't just the name of their business.
No.
It's their approach to, well,
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah. But Dave, you know what? The
What?
best of Methodical's coffee? It's got to be our Dadville blend.
Yes, John. The Dadville blend is the fuel that gets me going. It's not the only fuel that gets me going, everyone. I mean, my family, God.
The gospel. Yeah,
God,
sure.
but it's a big part of it. It's the liquid
Yep.
fuel.
Yeah,
Okay,
there we go.
Filled with hints of chocolate, graham, and brown sugar.
Well, Dave, Methodical, they're on a mission to connect
yes.
people to the beauty of life through coffee experiences for people like you, right? Methodical's been roasting and hosting for
roast
over
and host.
9 years. That's almost 10 years. They offer a wide selection of coffees and teas that are complex yet easygoing.
Oh, Johnny, I'm just giggles McGillicuddy over here. On their site, you'll also find who is a big Methodical fan.
Yeah, he is.
He's the guy that
he
turned
does
us
web
on.
design for them now.
On their site, you'll find brew guides, John, that'll teach you how to turn your coffee brewing chore into a beloved ritual. Craft a cup you'll love with Methodical coffee. Also, get 10% off your first order of coffee or tea with discount code. Say it with me. Dadville.
So, I mean, you kind of just alluded to this a little bit, like with your travel schedule and you're being intentional about not being gone too long, all that kind of stuff. But just on the sort of day to day, having kids, all that kind of stuff, 15 years in, like, how do you guys make time for each other? Like as a couple?
How long ago do we start going out on Tuesdays?
I think when the bros were old enough, we didn't feel bad leaving them with someone.
Yeah.
I can't not laugh at
I
that
love it.
every time.
Bro.
I feel like I forget that too. That it's like, oh, it's like hearing someone's name a bunch.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
We do have a pet name for them, I guess. We don't
Yeah.
say
Bros.
honey or babe to us,
Yeah.
the bros.
We
Maybe
started-
like 2 years.
Yeah, we
Ish.
started doing a date night every week, which has been great.
That's great. On
Yeah,
every Tuesday.
Tuesday.
That's
so
amazing.
Yeah.
And we've never, in our whole marriage until then, had not been date night people. I feel
Yeah.
like some people are kind of really religious about that early
Yeah.
on, and we were always kind of like, we see each other plenty,
Yeah.
and it's fine. And then I think having the 3 tiny kids, it was like, and we should go out to dinner. Like,
Yeah.
and I now realize why people do it. It is really, you're always like relieved to have that time already carved out.
Mm-hmm.
trying to
Even
think-
if it's a week you don't feel like you need it, or you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
Other than that, I'm trying to think of like, I don't know if daily there's like something where we're like, this is our time we have. I mean, obviously when the kids go to bed, we hang out, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know if there's another like structured time. Can you think of
I don't
that?
know, the Tuesday thing is the only thing that's
Do
probably
y'all-
I mean,
do
I
y'all-
feel like a
functional.
weekly date night is.
That's
I
extremely.
don't know anyone who
Yeah.
Wow.
does a weekly day
Look
night.
at
Date
us.
night.
No
There we
big
go.
deal.
A plus.
Do y'all MVD? Do y'all end up spending much time together during the day?
Kind of depends,
I-
but not.
I feel like we start the day off together.
Mhm.
The schedule would be like, now that Jane's in school is different, but I feel like usually the morning we're together,
Mhm.
and I'll start my work day at like 8 or 8:30,
Yeah,
and then I come in for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And
Are the bros there? Or where are they?
2
2
days
days
a
a
week
week.
they're
Okay.
home. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'll come in for lunch. I feel like when the bros are not there, sometimes you were gone. Maybe.
yeah.
It is tripping somewhere in my brain every single time.
Roy and Bert.
I'm just picturing Mario and Luigi.
Yeah.
Or like
I mean-
really urban.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like they look like they're in a white hip hop
Yeah,
group.
we
Yeah.
get that a lot.
We're the bros and like crossed up.
That's
What's
our-
up, Dad?
That's our vibe.
Give me a
That's what
beat.
People think it is.
I feel like we see each other.
But it's not like intentional
Yeah,
time
no,
during
yeah,
the day.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
in passing and
like if when people are home, who shall remain nameless, the related brothers of ours.
yeah.
Who look similar. Yeah.
I'll come in and we'll like eat lunch together.
Yeah. So there's like snippets during the day.
Yeah.
Every once in a blue moon, we'll go like do a lunch. I love eating lunch out. That feels like
Hillary will
ultimate
occasionally,
treat.
if there's nothing going on, she'll be like, "Do you want to go to lunch?"
Yeah.
I mean, small aside, every Tuesday, that's a lot of restaurants. Granted, Nashville has a lot of restaurants, but like,
we
do y'all kind of frequent?
No, we're kind
Is
of
it
a
still
little
just
bit in a rut.
Carrabba's?
Yeah, it's Johnny Carino's actually.
Hey, Johnny Carino, did you bring the bros?
No, I mean I feel like we rotate a little bit, but it's usually pretty similar.
Yeah, we aren't one of our.
I actually love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of our greatest weaknesses as a couple is choosing where to eat. Truly, it is. One time earlier in marriage, we saw the Moklers at church. We saw them after church. Hi, y'all going to eat? Yeah, us too. We arrived at the restaurant as they were leaving. That's how long it took us to decide where to go to eat. So we kind of try to eliminate that from our Tuesday.
Wow.
Yeah,
And just like keep
throw it,
on a regular.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
Amazing. Okay, if you could steal one quality from the other, what would it be?
Good luck, Hillary.
Too many.
I know. I think I know mine.
Wow, already? Oh my gosh.
I think this is a very
It's
widespread
indecisiveness.
quality of no.
Oh, we should
What?
should guess what the other one's gonna say.
Oh, I
I
love
like that. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I don't. You want me to guess first?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how to do that. You just go.
It's an open-ended question. Yeah. Okay.
I'm starting to see how it takes so long for
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
restaurant.
just we got a little glimpse there.
Y'all are like, why did we have them on this podcast?
Yeah.
Not concise. Ben he's so willing to be hardworking. Like I feel like
Wow.
it is really hard to slow him down. It feels like it doesn't take me much to slow down and be like, I don't have to do that today. And Ben is so willing to be hardworking and
Wow.
like I wish I had more of that.
Mm.
Just they're just willing to like keep at something and not let myself off the hook so quick.
Yeah.
He's
I feel
really
like
good.
that is like kudos to you, Ben, for having that. But obviously, you keep it in check enough
Yeah. Yep.
to where 15 years in, Hillary still admires that.
Wow, that's
'Cause I feel like-
nice thing to
That
say.
is nice. Yeah.
A lot of couples who one of them has that. Let's
Yeah.
just call it workaholism. You start out admiring it, and then it
Right.
starts to work against
Right.
you,
Yeah.
and then 15 years in, you're like, he works all the time.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, especially as you scale the family. That
Right.
Can really bust
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Scale the family.
Scale the family.
It's a business.
I feel like if y'all gonna say bros, I gotta say scale.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very nice of you.
Well, I admire
I think I would say I'm going to use this word, but it applies to a couple different things. Hillary's like patience, but not just like being willing to like wait in a line. Basically, I feel like I am much more, I think we're both actually pretty particular, but I feel like I don't have as much like give on that. And I wish I could like steal some of that from you, because I feel like you're so great about that in a lot of spheres where, and it's also like, it's you're still like in there. It's not like patience and like, I don't care about any of this. I feel like you have strong, feelings and opinions, but I feel like in situations where I would probably be like, I'm out of like, or like, whatever, like XYZ thing is like bothering me. I feel like, and I'm going to like, I don't know. I think that maybe that's not the right word. But I think, maybe like selflessness or patience,
Mm-hmm.
but in like a real way.
Like, that she is particular about a certain situation, but you're seeing her put that in the backseat and
yes,
for the greater group.
I feel like I feel like that exact kind of thing. I want to give a good example of this.
We've got time. We can wait. We'll
you
edit
edit this out. I don't know. I feel like if we like talk about something and I'm like, hey, we used to like holiday stuff. Hillary loves holidays and celebrating them
Just
in specific
celebrations
ways.
in general.
Yeah, amen.
Uh-huh.
And it's like close to her heart. And I feel like after a little while, I was like, hey, like this is a lot of stuff. I don't know if I want to do it exactly this way. And I feel like she could have been like, this is my thing, like deal with it. And I feel like she was like, okay, let's try to like figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
And then like actually in good faith would be like, hey, is this something that you want to do? Do you not want to do this? And I mean, we still, we'll
it's not always a seamless conversation.
No, but
is that what you're saying?
But I feel like your willingness and like your patience in that regard to be like, okay, like this isn't the way I would do it exactly, but I can tell you care about this, so let's talk about it. And I mean, again, we still, I feel like we fought this holiday season about it, but I feel like you're more in there on that than other people that I know who are like high functioning with it people. I feel like you have opinions, and also occasionally you'll be like, all right, like I'm open to that.
That's another great band name, by the way. High functioning with it people. Been a great band in the 90s, like an emo band.
That actually is that would be a really good title.
With it people. Okay, so part 2 of that question is, and now you speak for your own selves, what do you feel like is a superpower you have in sort of parenting and marriage? Like what is, if you're like, man, I kind of feel like I'm
in parenting and marriage, I don't know.
or you can pick either. Like it could be just as a parent.
I don't know if
No
I have
superpowers in those regards.
any. Yeah, I don't know if I've got
Nor
one.
just human
Like,
power.
if you heard me sing, I could really sing.
Oh man,
That's tough.
Or just something, and maybe the better way to say it is like something you have a lot of confidence in. It's something you're like, I feel like I can kind of deliver on this front.
Yeah.
Or maybe you should. This
I'm just rephrasing.
And silence.
this should be one that you
What are
answer
you
for each
sick
other.
You just hear sniffles, like crying.
Well, about that.
I think with the kid, I'm thinking about the kids, and I think and part of this I owe to like we have been the whole time we've been in Nashville and married. Ben's been traveling. I think early I learned that it's kind of up to me to make my own fun if he's gone.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
I think I've been able to bring that to the kids too. Of like, hey, it's kind of like, I don't know whether that's about Ben traveling or not, or just kind of while we're all 5 in the house hanging out. It's like kind of up to you to like have a good attitude, find something to do. I don't know, kind of enjoy what you enjoy. So I think that hopefully the kids are picking up on that. I don't know, but I do feel like I learned that early. Of like, it's kind of that's on me to enjoy what is to be enjoyed, even if Ben's out of town or even if something's not my favorite or whatever. I don't know if that counts.
No, that does.
That's a good
That's
one.
extremely helpful.
I don't even know. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I do a good job of this. Maybe like if I say that I'm gonna do something like with the kids, or like I'm not. I don't think I'm like this about everything, but if it's something that I think is important, like Jane will be super, super persistent enough that you're just like, wow, this is just endless. And I feel like if I decide that it's like, hey, we need to do this differently, I'm like, I will die on this hill, and I will for sure outlast you if it's something that like matters.
Yeah.
So I think like, I don't know if I'm like that about everything, but I think with the kids specifically, if it's like, hey, we said this, I would be willing to like,
Yeah, you're confident in that, and you're really calm about it. I feel like you're good at that.
Yeah, it's not like in a confrontation, but like maybe times it would be easier to be like, we said that, but I don't want to.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
We
Yeah,
said
no,
that.
you're good
Stick
at
to
that.
it up and like do
Yeah.
this. Yeah,
You're good at that.
there you go.
That's good.
So this is a pretty obvious question, but how have kids impacted your marriage? Because you guys were married how long before? Like 7-8 years?
8 years, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, pre-Jane.
Are you guys looking at the same document on your
BJ.
phones?
I'm just checking my email.
No, I'm just looking. This is my camera.
I was just impressed. I was impressed. You guys are alternating really well, but I was like, these have to be the same questions. Or maybe they're
This
not.
is my camera. Just sort of,
Yeah.
it's still good.
It's just it humbles me
Yeah, it
because
is.
it's the
It is.
worst
Is it the same,
view
Yeah,
of
yeah.
myself.
same note? Okay, that's good. It's very streamlined. What was the question?
How have kids impacted your marriage, specifically your
Or
kids?
have they? I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
No,
seamless.
Yeah.
haven't noticed a change.
Minimal changes.
I think really it is just your time. I mean,
Yeah.
the practical implications of your time is just, and I think I didn't really, this sounds dumb, but you don't realize until you have a kid in your house, you're like, oh, it is someone's full-time job to take care of this child.
Yeah.
Like a whole job opening opened up in our life, and
Yeah.
we didn't know we had to
Great
fill it.
way
You know
to
what I mean?
put
I
that.
thought
Yeah.
I already was filling one, and he was already
Applicant
filling one.
one.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like now
and then
this
you're
is-
like, oh wow, a whole new thing opened up, and someone must do that
That's
job.
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
That's a great way to think about that.
So I just think that it just some of your your time, your energy, your attention obviously is all split up in different ways. And I think something I'm still learning, probably not very quickly or well, is like the kids pull from that same well of like relational energy and attention that you were used to doling out to your friends or the things you wanted to do, and that you actually do have to make some adjustments to account for them being in the family, you know?
Yeah, that's a good way to put
and
that.
I think, and then still giving attention and time to each other. And I don't know, that kind of would be the biggest thing I think comes to my mind.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'd probably say kind of the same thing. I mean, in what way do they not impact your, all of it? I think I have been more and more as time goes on, like glad to be doing it with Hillary, because I feel like it's like if you were doing this with someone who you did not enjoy and respect, like, oof, that would be tough. But I think like, I mean, it's changed like our lives in like every way, but it's like all the cliches are true. It's like it's richer and deeper,
and I think it is fun that you have it's fun within our marriage that there's this one of the levels of our relationship now is like, this is the person who will be as excited as me about all the dumb little things that, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't have to go, well, does my brother really want to hear this story? Or does my sister-in-law really want me to text her this? And they do.
That's such a beautiful thought.
Our family does. But to be like, I don't even have to think that with Ben. Like, not like, is this a dumb story or is this annoying to hear about this? It's like, fun that's something we get to kind of be excited about together.
I don't want to hear any of this.
Ben does a great job acting like you know.
Okay. Cool pictures.
Would you please get off your phone?
Not your best story.
Exactly.
We've seen that. I think we see that so much in sports with our kids because it's just such an easy venue for that emotion where it's like, you know, Xana had a basketball game this week. That's just so, I've never thought about it like that, Hillary. And I love the way you said that. Like, we were sitting watching her play, and she is, of our three, the most tenacious. Like, she's very, or the boys are just, whatever reason, they just don't really have that gene. I mean, they work hard, but she, like, when she gets in, she gets really stuck in. And so at the beginning of the game, she just wasn't, you could just tell she was really uncomfortable. She kind of didn't know where to be. And Annie being sort of uber athlete is just like, you know, and I didn't
know she was an uber athlete.
Oh, yeah. She's
really?
Yeah. She was, fun fact, she was written up in Sports Illustrated Collegiate for being, she participated in the most intramural sports as a woman at Ole Miss.
Whoa.
That is a very cool claim to fame.
She's got that fire. So when we watch our kids play, she's much more the one that's like, has to calm herself down. Where I'm much more the like, hey, good game. And she's got her notes or whatever. But she's gonna get some. I told this to like, she does this thing with the kids. Where like, if they're playing a sport, she will 100% be serious and be like, I need you to go do dribbling for 30 minutes outside. And even I'm like, that feels like a lot. She's like, no, and so like yesterday she made Ben dribble and shoot for 30 minutes, like on a timer.
Wow.
It's terrible. Anyway, but like watching the game, to your point, Hill, it was like, you know, Xana started, she was kind of, and she just really grew into the game because we kept saying like, hey, you got 5 fouls, use them. And by the end of the game, she was like,
5 fouls. I mean,
we need to bring some of this energy to Jane's basketball career.
It's funny. That's one of Micah's big things. But she really grew into the game. And we were just so proud. And it's so funny because you look down, you know, she's 3 or 4 seats down. We're not talking right now. And you know, we're just both beaming. Nobody else in there cares.
Right.
But like, even my parents, if they'd been there, they've been happy. But there is such a shared feeling. Like you get in the car and you're both like, we're totally together on this one emotion.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's
totally,
awesome.
Totally.
It's such a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay. John.
Buckle up, you guys. Lightning round.
This is the lightning round.
Okay.
Cool.
You want to go?
Am I going first?
Yeah, you're going first.
Okay. Here we go. This is lightning round.
Okay.
Quick answers.
You've seen how quick we are.
Yeah.
This
We got it dialed.
Cut to 30 minutes later.
By the time you get your answer, the Moklers will be in here for their
exactly.
episode.
That's right.
Okay, side of the bed. Has it been consistent the whole 15 years, and does it stay consistent on vacations?
It switched between these last 2 houses.
Yeah, and I think it switched before that. I think it switched every house. That's funny. It's gone back and forth all
Is that
4
an intentional
places.
thing?
Yeah,
or
is there a
just realizing
methodology
that?
there?
I don't think so.
I'm closer to the door.
Yeah.
So I can
On
In case an
Waldkirch,
intruder
we had 2
comes in.
doors. On Waldkirch, we had 2 bedroom doors.
Yeah.
So, but
They
yeah.
had bars, so it didn't
That's
matter.
braggy. That's kind of braggy.
I'd say it is switched. Right now, I'm right. She's left.
Yeah.
Do y'all
And,
vacation? Does that matter?
we don't. I don't really think.
I don't
about
know.
it.
I haven't thought about that.
Just wherever
Separate
someone
bedrooms on
sets
vacation.
their
Is that what
stuff.
you don't want to say?
Exactly. Yeah. No,
No
there's no
temptation.
plan. It just, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kids cry. Who gets up? And then John added, please ask the second part of this question.
Oh, and when you're crying, which kid do you wake up?
I feel like most of the time it's Hillary. Last 2 nights ago,
2 nights ago when someone cried out, Ben heard him first. Yeah.
I think like it would mostly be Hillary, but I would say it's not necessarily like if we're still up and watching something.
Yeah, then it's kind of a.
It feels like that's
yes.
more of a toss up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't. I mean, we've never talked about like that's a thing. I feel like some of it is probably. I think you hear them more quickly.
Yeah, I
like
do
last
hear them
night, you were
more
like
quickly.
one of the boys knocking on the door, and I was literally like, "Wow,
Well, yeah,
I have not heard
Yeah.
that."
I was
at
playing
all.
basketball with Michael Jordan in Space Jam.
Yeah. No, so I would say if we're like in bed,
Yeah,
it's
if it's like
probably
the middle
usually
of the
you.
night, probably me. Yeah.
It is not. It is not though. Like it's for sure you. But I feel like if we're awake,
It's kind of toss up.
yeah, a little bit of toss up.
There was a season with ours, and it wasn't that long ago. And I felt so honored / I've never felt more underqualified for a role than they were starting to come to me at night.
Wow.
And it was like a 6, like even Annie, we had she was like, is there something going on? No, like they would just come to my side of the bed. And I was like, oh my God, thank you. And /
Right.
like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, hey, honey, did you?
Can you wake mommy up?
I mean, it was like awful.
I feel like in that regard, they would think I'm probably more likely to say no.
Oh, yeah. Or they just
Oh, yeah.
know they're
Yeah.
dealing with a very
Yeah.
limited participant. I mean, it's like,
Well, that's the next question. In the middle of the night, if they wake up, who do they come to?
They don't come down.
They
They
really
never
don't
come
come
down.
out.
Well,
oh,
the
y'all,
boys-
y'all have to go up.
The boys can't.
the bros are
We've
child locked
got a
into
child
their
lock
room.
inside the room.
Respect.
Uh-huh.
Respect.
Don't
Because-
tell the fire marshal.
Can you send me the
We have a lot
Amazon
of
link for
Yeah,
the?
exactly.
I just feel like honestly, dude, they're like the Velociraptors in Jurassic Park. Like they
Yeah,
teach
they
each
are.
other stuff.
Yeah,
And it's just like we can't have 2 3-year-olds wandering around our house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they
that feels more dangerous than them being stuck
they
in
can
the room.
they can
Yeah.
open they can open all the outside doors and it's just
Yeah.
like I just don't need them to be like, what if we went outside together? I don't need that in our
The
life.
Velociraptors on Jurassic Park is one of the best descriptions.
They
of children I've
are
ever heard.
exactly like
and they
Yeah.
and they have that sort of like
100%
they're
they
pinging
do.
noises to know where each other
and
are.
like once one learns something, the other
they-
one is
so
all of a sudden like,
you
oh, that's
essentially
possible.
have the machine learning of 2 separate
Yeah, it's like
3-year-olds.
AI, self-teaching.
It-
yeah,
I- that-
yeah.
I'm not.
amazing.
I'm not being funny. This is exactly what it's like.
Yeah.
And so basically, like they're unlocking and figuring things out twice as fast. And there's 2 of them, so they kind of have like a partner in crime. So you're just like, we just don't need
And
you guys
their
wandering
physical
around.
strength is double. Like their room looks like a jail cell. It is 2 mattresses on the ground, and that's it. With because they have tipped over everything. They've broken
it's just
recliners.
mass destruction.
Like
Yeah.
literally, like the dresser we had in there, they're like pulling out all the drawers, and then we're like, they're gonna stand in one of the drawers, it's gonna fall
And
over.
yeah,
on
we
them.
were going in there, we're hearing these big jumps one night, and they are standing on top of the dresser, just
Jumping
jumping
off.
off over
In
and
the-
over.
in the dark.
Of course
Yeah, in
wait.
the
So,
dark.
so if I this makes me laugh really hard. If I open the door to their room, there would be 2 mattresses on the floor.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Is there anything else?
No.
There's a yeah, that's
There's
it. They've got
like a bowl of water.
There's a couch. There's
Is
a
there a-
couch.
is
an
there a-
old.
Is there a volleyball with a face with a handprint on it?
The deal is,
Wilson?
it wasn't. Hillary's parents were kind of like, "Why is it like that?" And it's like it wasn't always like that. They just kept.
You kept having
we
to
kept
pull.
eliminating.
Yes.
So as they
That
got
is
like as they got, and they're not like wild kids
They're
at
really
all.
not
They're
very
just
wild
they're
boys.
just 3-year-old boys,
Yeah.
and there's 2 of them.
And I
There's
think
2.
there being 2 of them, it's like there's always someone to play with. Like where it's if it's one kid, it's like I don't really want to jump off this dresser anymore, and they're like, I'll do this forever because
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
you to do this with. They had like a glider, like a pretty heavy glider. We came in and they had it like upside down. They were like using the bottom of it like a steering wheel, and I was like, that's gonna fall over on
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
So and like they're like down to clown. They're like, this is great. We run around our room.
It's
More
I just
space.
love this.
For activity.
It is.
It
Well,
is.
and even
It looks
the
like a
blinds,
prison.
we have like slat blinds. They're all the way up because they'll break off the blinds. So it's just like the blinds are pulled all the
I
way.
love this
the
so
strings
much.
are
The
tied
bros.
up.
And
They're
the
just-
real
yeah.
difficulty is like they are like we realized early on because we'd be like, hey, you guys have to go to bed. You have to go to bed.
Mhm.
You can't like make them once they're
Yeah.
in there. You can't
Yeah.
make them do
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And with just Jane or if there's just one of them, I don't think that like Roy alone would be like, I want to break these blinds
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
But like when there's 2 of them, we were
Yeah.
like, I realized I was like, I can't actually be like, I'm going to like punish you if you don't do this because they're just like, dog, we're up here.
Yeah.
We're like,
Yeah.
we,
Like the mob
you
mentality.
Can't
Yes.
make us go to bed.
Yes.
And it's like,
Yeah.
you're right. I can't make you. So I'm not going to ask you to do
So
that.
what do? You just eliminate
You
everything that we think
eliminate
can hurt them.
all the
yeah.
potential problems.
Yeah.
And then it's just like
Just
you guys
let
do
them
whatever you
go.
want.
Yeah, but you are locked in there.
But
yeah,
you are locked in
that
there.
you have to stay in.
That is
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
me
And
laugh.
Jane, I feel like
She just doesn't really come down, knock on wood, very much.
I mean, like a couple times she's been sick.
yeah.
Yeah,
But it's not
but they're
like,
kind of up there.
Yeah.
yeah,
They would cry out and then you go up.
I mean, Jane probably just wouldn't. If she really needed something,
If she
she'd come down.
if she got sick or something, she could
But she's not
she'd
like
wake me up.
She's not like, "What's up, guys?"
Yeah.
What's up?
She'll play in her room and
Yeah.
play
Is
upstairs.
there anything more
yeah.
terrifying than waking up to a child staring at you?
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nope. Okay. Zoo or movies with the kids?
Oh,
Probably
right now
zoo.
zoo, just so they can be out and about. I feel
Okay.
like we're still in the kind of
Mhm.
like get the physical activity
Yeah.
going.
Which is kind of part two of this Saturday afternoon. You've got the kids, just you.
Mm-hmm.
What
That's
do
a
you?
good
For,
question.
let's say 2 hours. What do you do?
I do something out of the house. I
Hillary,
like to get out of the house with them.
one point of friction. I mean, the twins are really hard. Just put that out there.
Just twins in general.
Yes.
You mean, yeah.
We had different. We would butt heads about this a lot. We had different like methods of dealing with that, and I think like Hillary was wanting to like maybe fast forward it a little bit, where you're like, we could do stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm like, I was more like, we're here. Like we have 1.5-year-old twins. It's gonna be hard for a while, and I feel and it would ebb and flow. Like sometimes we'd go do something, and I'd be like, that was really awful. Like it was not a good time, and we're not in a better place. They're not in a better place.
Yeah.
And I feel like I kept being like, I watched I don't remember. It was maybe Naked and Afraid. It was like a Survivor style show. And there was this guy and a girl, and the guy, the premise is the same. It's like, we leave you for 60 days with nothing, and you got to figure it out. You get like one rock or something. And the guy was just like, I'm chilling in the shade. They were in a really hot place. And the girl was like, and I'm not saying this to be like, and I was right. This is my approach, which is, I feel like not always right in this regard, but it's just where I'm usually coming from. The girl was like, we came here to thrive. I want to like do stuff. And so she's basically like, I caught a fish. I did whatever. They ended up having to airlift her out. And the guy was just like, deuces. I'm going to say,
Like, I
right
gained
here.
weight.
Right. And so I think I feel like earlier on,
Yeah.
I felt more like that's what we should really do. But now like they're old enough where we can do more stuff.
Yeah.
But
And they enjoy stuff more.
yes.
Yeah.
But Hillary would totally be like, we're going to go do a thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'd be like, what's up, guys? We're going to hang in this house.
Yes.
I'll play catch with the boys. Because I'm just like, probably a flaw of my personality is like, it doesn't sound fun to me right now to be like, yeah, let's go eat at Taqueria and be like, don't, it's just like, I'm more like, when recreation is recreation, sign me up. But like, fake recreation where it's like, I guess we did it.
I know.
See, I think though I'm also operating out of my own selfishness in that, where I'm like, I don't feel like it's super fun to just be here.
Which
To
is
manage
fair.
the
That's very fair.
whining
That's very
and
fair.
the,
Yeah.
the
Absolutely.
toys being strewn about. I'm like, let's just go
Let's just
somewhere
do that
else.
in a
That's
different
good.
yeah,
location.
let's do it
And
somewhere
you-
else, and then we
and
don't
you-
have to clean up.
To your credit, do a great job. You're like very like, you're in a utilitarian sense killer at it. You're just like, yeah, like I'm taking these kids.
Yeah.
When I'm gone, like you're like, we went and did this, and this, and I'd be like, I would never.
Oh,
do that.
ever.
And Hillary's just like, yeah, whatever.
That's me and Annie exactly the same, Joe. Exactly the same. If I'm like controlled here, I know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
We get out there and
Who knows?
we had more memberships. Like when we started having our kids, I was like, where is this place? She's like, oh, you can go for like 27 seconds.
Yep.
They paint the kid's face and then you go
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
penthouse.
Yeah.
Hillary would be like, we got to go to Cheekwood and like walk all around and be like, everybody's gonna have a bad time.
Yeah.
You, me, and the kids. All
I
of
mean,
us.
that was exactly.
But honestly, they end up having a good time.
Yeah.
Oh no, Annie was usually right. I mean, there would
Yeah.
be like to your
Yeah.
point, but it'd be like every now and then we all come and go, like everybody's
I think
crying.
I think it's been like a sliding scale. Like earlier on,
Yeah. I could have tipped more Ben's
I
way.
probably
yeah.
was a little more right,
Yeah.
and now Hillary's more right.
Yeah. Annie's kind of always right.
All right, what's the quirkiest trait of the other person?
Oh, it's probably gonna be hard for Hillary to pick.
You go first. While
I
I'm
don't know.
thinking.
Your quirkiest trait. I think that there are a number of things. It's like the microcosm of this is shortcuts driving. I think there are a number of things that Hillary does thinking that they're more efficient that are actually absolutely not more efficient. like several times.
Is that met with a lot of confidence?
What?
Is there a lot of confidence in that with her?
What do you
She's
mean?
kind of like, trust me.
I don't know that you're like, this is absolutely right, but I think
Sometimes it's a combo of, to use the driving shortcut example, it's like the alchemy of it's more pleasant to not go on the highway and it only maybe takes 3 more minutes. It doesn't take 13 more. It's like a mixed up.
I don't know
here we
about
go.
that. I
It's
feel
a
like,
mixed
I feel like
Sometimes I think they're actually shortcuts.
I feel like usually she's like, this is actually faster. And I, of course, we both think we were right about this. I'm like, no, faster is being on the faster road the most you can. So like,
If the object is moving faster,
we're like driving through backyards left and right. We're just like down, like into the woods. And I'm like, or we could be going 55 miles an hour this whole time, and we would have to take one right angle, but we're going to be going so fast the whole time.
That's right.
yeah.
But I feel like there are little things like that I feel like, and I probably am more like, I want to be like so efficient, and so sometimes there are quirky things like that where I'm just like, I don't know if this is like actually more efficient or not, but I don't know.
That's funny. Okay.
Really, probably a lot to choose
What
from
was
for
the
you.
actual question? What's the quirkiest?
Quirkiest
Trait. I would say, and this kind of manifests in a lot of ways, when Ben gets on a kick of something, he's really on it. Whether it's like he just bought himself after Christmas, what's that called? Remote control airplane. that he's lost already a couple times.
It's like a styrofoam airplane from Amazon.
Yeah.
We've new propellers are being delivered to the house.
Yeah.
But that, or like if he gets on a kick of like what he likes to eat for breakfast, he stays on that kick. Or like so if he gets into something, it's kind of fast and furious
Like
for an extended time.
Grilling muffins.
Exactly. Something like, and he will continue in a very endearing way. I'm saying this in an endearing way. Kind of telling the story and explaining deeper and deeper why it's such a good thing, like the
And you
grilling
get
the
to hear
muffins, or exactly.
And you're on the receiving end of that.
But and kind of like analyzing, like this is why I had to learn to fly the plane a little slower than you'd think. It's just kind of like the layers get deeper and deeper of the kick.
He'll just slowly glazing over.
But it's like his brain is always like working, and the kick is like on the receiving end of that. It's like getting all the analysis of why is this a good idea?
Yeah.
Why is this awesome?
Hillary's definitely just like, you don't have to sell me on this anymore.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm here with you.
Yeah.
I'm in. But but just you got to understand the propeller.
She's like, if I say I'm in, do we stop talking about it?
pretty
in.
much.
There are times where I'm just like, I don't need any more reasons. Already said yes. We're good. I'm literally good with the X. And Ben's like, but I just want. I'm like, it's fine. We already said yes.
You're running away, hun. I'm sorry, Hillary.
Yeah.
Okay, couple quick more. What is something somebody doesn't know about each of you? What's a fun fact? What's like a...
Are we answering this for ourselves?
For ourselves, answering this?
No, opposites.
Okay. That someone wouldn't know about.
Yeah, just like on the onset. Like, did you know Ben?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like what I would say for you is I think that you are a very sweet person. I think sometimes... No,
I was waiting for a but.
No,
right?
no. It's not really a but. It's like an and.
That'd be a great marriage book.
Yeah.
It's not a but.
It's not a but. It's an and, yeah. Someone should write
this
that.
Is a co-write.
Yeah.
I think that people immediately who know you like pretty well are like, oh my gosh, you're the sweetest person. And you really are. That's not the case. But I also feel like underneath that, you are like pretty persistent and pretty like, it really is not a but. It's like, and it's not really that.
Yeah.
It's like there's more going on underneath that, where it's like, oh no, like you're pretty driven, you're pretty like have things that you like want to do in a certain way. And I think that I think you'd have to know you really well to know that it's like there's more going on than just like, you're the nicest person ever. And I think that is real. It's like, it's not like, oh, you're not really like that. You are really like that. But I feel like if I met you like for 5 minutes, I'd be like, oh, like super sweet. And I feel like you're like super sweet, but also like pretty driven, brilliant. Like you're kind of like, this is sort of the thing that I want to do,
That's very nice. I think yours The one that came to mind, I'm like, do people know this about you though already? So sorry if everyone already knows this, but I would say
Styrofoam airplane.
Yeah, it is like that. He has a really consistent, like, young at heart streak in there, and I think in this phase of life, you know, what mostly gets to show up is like hardworking, really like, I don't know, excellence, integrity, all these kind of almost work mode qualities. But one of the most like consistent things about Ben since we were dating to now is he has this kind of young at heart, like, I'm going to buy myself the remote control airplane, or if he gets like really tickled at something, or if he like thinks something really goofy happens on like a local commercial, he wants to like tape it on his phone. I mean, just there's this like young at heart thing that doesn't always get to, I think, be your primary like way of operating in the world, but it's in there. That can I throw this frisbee and hit whatever? That's like not a shtick for Instagram. That's like really been like wanting to do that, make up funny games to compete. That like that's a really strong part of your personality. Although I don't think it gets to always be the forefront one at this moment of your life. But yeah, I think that'd be mine.
Also, you are frustratingly good at every game I've ever seen you play.
I feel like as I get older, I don't know if I feel good about that, because I feel like that's
you should feel bad about it.
But
you make people feel terrible about their athletic prowess.
But really and truly, I feel like I don't know like the right way to like hold that, because it sounds like I was going to swear, I'm not going to swear. It sounds like I'm a butthole if it's like, yeah, I'm probably going to win this game.
Yeah.
I feel weird like putting that into the ether. And I think because of that, I don't want to like push that forward. But I think if you asked any sphere of friends of my life, they would agree with that. But I think I used to be like, that's kind of cool, and now I feel weird and bad about it, because I feel like there's a little undertone of truth in what you're saying, where it's like, WTF, man. And it's like, I don't want that to be the way that people feel about.
Especially when you're like playing with guys who are like, they're like, no, you're the musician guy. I'm the athlete. Why are you schooling me at this? Like, I played in college, and you're. I remember one time
just, like,
we went
evil grinning into oblivion.
we this was in the era where we were playing a lot of tennis.
Yes,
you and me.
Are you into pickleball now? I've gotten into pickleball.
I've played a couple times.
Okay,
yeah,
right.
We can play.
Let's come on in.
But we went on, you know, and Ben would beat me regularly.
I don't feel like I would.
I mean, it was close, but you were definitely ahead.
Okay,
and we went on a run one day, and I was like, all right, here we go. Like, we're not going to be racing, but I want to make it clear, like, hey, I'm the runner here. And I'm like, I don't even know if Ben runs. I don't think Ben runs. I run. And we ran, and the whole time I had asked you a specific question about something. So you were telling me this story the whole time. And
Which was a smart move by you.
Exactly. And I got home, and I told Amy, I was like, I think Ben could probably like outrun me. I'm like, son of a, come on.
He's like, I just learned Rhapsody in Blue this year, by the way.
He is good. Even board games, just to pile on here.
Great.
This is I feel like, because I would think Ben's more athletic than me. He obviously can, like, it's better at music. There are things where I'd be like, this is your turf.
Yeah.
I'm not a very competitive person. Would you say that's true?
I would. I should have said this for your thing.
I really am not very competitive. Like, I am, when I ran high school cross country, I just remember thinking at the beginning, like, if we all didn't go fast when they set to
Guys,
go,
if we
then
just
it would
organize.
be easier. So I don't have a super, I mean, I get competitive maybe like watching the Razorbacks play, but not for myself.
Yeah.
And my most competitiveness that can come out is when I am playing against Ben in a board game. And I'm like, this should be equal footing. Why are you winning this game? We have the same skills at this. And because I'm like, other things, I'm like, I've already signed off that you're better at X, Y, and Z.
There's got to be a board game where it's like essay questions for an English.
That's it, yeah.
I would
super
love it
exciting
if you
board
wrote
game.
up a game. Like, you hand wrote it out. It took you like a year, and you presented it to Ben, and there was just no way he could win.
Yeah. But I feel like you handle it graciously. You're not a sore winner. I mean, you're not
I think
like
that's the part of it that I'm like, as I get older, I'm like, I don't love this, because I'm just like, and I don't like win everything, but I feel like at first it was like, haha, LOL, and now it's like I can feel like tiny bits sometimes where I feel like people are like, this isn't awesome. And internally I want to be like, I'm trying not to make it like that. I'm
Yeah,
I'm not trying to be like, let's all play a game, okay? But then when we play, it's kind of like, I don't know.
You're like, I just happen to be amazing at this, and I'm so sorry. That's a
Sorry,
burden on you.
guys.
I would say though, you are fun to play games with. I don't feel like I don't want
That makes me feel
to
good. I
play.
appreciate
You're
that.
fun. You're like a fun team player, good sport. Like you're fun to play games with.
Thank you.
Last
Round it
question.
out. Take it there.
If you guys wrote a book
Hmm.
on marriage,
Hmm.
what would the title be?
I mean, I think we already did that.
Yeah, I was gonna
Which
say-
Did we do
what?
that?
It's not a but, it's an and.
It's not a
Oh
it's
my
an and.
gosh.
Come on, dog.
Yeah,
was
that's
good.
probably pretty accurate to what we would actually.
I agree. I
say.
think that is right.
It's more
actually
than
a
one
pretty profound
thing.
statement.
It really
yeah,
is.
Yeah, it's
What if it
always more
was-
than one thing.
It's not a but, it's an and. But
Oh my gosh.
That's actually really
That
good.
is good.
That's
That is
really good.
I think
That-
we could
that's
write
probably
that
what it'd
book. We could
Thank
write that
y'all
book.
a million
Yeah,
times.
this was
for
so
coming
fun.
on. This
Y'all
was-
This
are
is
real
great.
sweet to have
Fun to
us.
hang out with you guys
Yeah,
again.
this was very
just
fun.
move back.
I know.
Come on.
I know.
Maybe.
This was all a ploy to kind of just give us a.
It's a good
taste.
sales pitch. It feels
Yeah.
really
And
nice.
bring the bros.
Bring the bros.
Bring the bros.
How you doing, Dave? You need your yard mowed. Something wrong with your engine?
Dude, the bros will run these streets.
Bro, they
Oh,
terrify me.
One day. One day.
Yeah.